What is up, Mets fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Mets'd podcast. Back at Citi Field, wrapping up a series with the Pittsburgh Pirates, in which the Mets won 2 out of 3. Give us a little high five there. Nice series. Exciting baseball, honestly. I feel like the entire series, a little back and forth, runs being scored. We'll talk about the Esti-Met that James inevitably won, because for the one of the few times ever you go over me on a runs thing, and it works. You're normally a big under guy, but you got the win in this one. We'll talk about everything going on with the Pirates series, all the players, all the plays, a little bit of Mike Vassell talk, I think, as well. You're going to give us a little something, a little tidbit?
Briefly, yeah.
And you guys know the drill. You've watched this episode. You've watched this podcast many, many times. So make sure you're following us over on our social media, at Mets'd on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Go subscribe to the New York Mets YouTube channel if you're looking for the video version of this. And if you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, whatever it is, drop us a rating, drop us a review, download and subscribe. We appreciate you guys. How you feeling, James?
Feel good. Mets won a series, at 2 games this series. We were also 2 games this series. Met a lot of listeners hanging out in the stands. Mets played some good ball. This was the Demetrius Jerome series.
Yeah, DJ Stewart.
DJ Stewart, legend. We also
formerly known as DJ. Demetrius Jerome now.
We've used 2 nicknames for him on this show. We were doing Beef Stew for a while, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know how he would like that one. But also Demetrius Jerome. So you guys hit us up on Twitter. Let us know if you prefer Demetrius Jerome or Big Stew. Demetrius Jerome is strong.
I will say his Twitter says Demetrius Stewart. That's like his name, like where it says Mark Luino or James Shiano, says Demetrius.
So let's go Demetrius.
Yeah, I mean, he had a hell of a series against the Pirates. He's been looking great. A lot of good stuff going on here. We haven't been able to really just like do a bunch of game series recaps in a while. Throwing it back a little bit here, a little old school.
Yeah, now let's start with game 1 because it did feel a little like the old school Mets. But when I say old school Mets, I mean 2022 Mets.
Last season.
Yeah, last season Mets, the old school Mets. We scored the run in each of the first 6 innings of the game. 1-1-1, 2, and then 1-1. So it just like pepper, kept the ball in play against the Pirates, kept moving guys around the bases, had home runs from Nimmo, Vogelback, and Jonathan Arauz. Just stayed on top of them and won a nice game.
Shout out my dad's cousin, Tony from Brooklyn. He came up from North Carolina, drove all the way up, saw the game. It's the first time he's been to Citi Field, I think, to ever see a game. My dad hasn't seen him in 20-plus years.
Tell the story about how they got connected.
Yeah, so the way that they got connected again was, I think the last time we saw them, I was about 4 or 5 years old, 27 now, so over 20 years ago, when they used to live in Long Island, and then they moved to North Carolina, and the families just kind of got disconnected because of the distance. But I just like having my YouTube stuff, doing the Mets podcast. My cousin that I wasn't familiar with at the time, Josh, shout out Josh as well, sent me a video of him reacting, I think, to Pete Alonso winning the home run derby back in 2019. And when Pete Alonso won the home run derby, sent me the video, and I showed my dad, I'm like, look at this guy's reaction to Pete Alonso winning the home run derby. It's hilarious. My dad goes, that's your cousin. He's like, that's your cousin. I know that last name. So we got reconnected again. Like the family started talking to each other a little bit more, and then he just made a trip up to New York to come watch the game, and he picked a great game, one of the best offensive games of the year.
Did pick a great game to go. And I want to talk about the Nimmo home run a little bit. If you're talking about home run derby, thinking about home runs. Nimmo was on a real power streak in the beginning of the season. It kind of felt like he was turning that leaf, turning the page, becoming the player he'd been waiting for. But it was a bit of a couple slow months for Brandon Nimmo power-wise. He had 13 home runs for the All-Star break. Monday's home run was only his 3rd since. He actually did hit another one on Tuesday as well. So 4 after the break versus 13 before. Also in that game on Monday, Nimmo had 3 hard hit balls. That's a really good game.
Yeah.
You hit 3 balls hard, usually a lot of good things are going to happen, and you might get one out like Brandon Nimmo did. That was only the 2nd time Brandon Nimmo had done that, 3 hard hit balls in one game, since May 21st.
Wow.
That's months.
That is a long time.
It's a very, very, very long time ago, May 21st. That's almost 3 entire months ago. He did that 12 times in less than 50 games before that.
That's a pretty good pace.
Right? Like that's a torrid pace. That's an MVP pace. So, and now we've seen him kind of move to left field after taking a couple days off of his quadriceps thing. So maybe Brandon was dealing something. Maybe him moving to a corner spot has saved his legs a little bit because it does look like he's now rediscovering the power that was kind of bringing him up to a different echelon as a player early in the season.
No, I was going to say on Monday, it was very noticeable at the stadium. I think first at bat of the game, he roped the ball. And it was, turned on it, pulled the ball. I feel like when Brandon Nimmo is pulling the ball, he is at his best. I love that he has that opposite field power that we did see for the home run. But when he's pulling the ball down the line and like getting it up into the Coca-Cola corner sometimes, like that's when you're like, oh, he's locked in.
That's Demetrius Jerome's corner now.
Yeah.
put the ball there 2 days in a row.
The DJ corner.
DJ corner, Demetrius Jerome's corner. But yeah, so I think that there may have been something with Nimmo, but now it looks like he is getting out of it and now really finding that power again. Having 12 games with 3 hard hit balls in 50 versus only
crazy.
2 of them in like 70-ish. That's a huge difference. But another big storyline from Monday night was Francisco Lindor having another fantastic game, continuing an amazing couple months of baseball since beginning of June. Coincidentally, as Francisco Lindor told you, not related, when Amapola was born. He's just been
Unrelated.
Completely torrid on a crazy hot pace, one of the best players in baseball. John's self-proclaimed best shortstop in baseball.
Number one.
That's a John quote. Francisco Lindor, best shortstop in baseball. 2 for 3 with a walk and a steal. Got him to 20 steals on the season. He's already at 22 home runs. First Met to go 2020 since Carlos Beltran 2008. And he's now up to 50 extra base hits on the season with a double on Monday.
This is the franchise player. I mean, like, people had been giving him, I mean, even still to this day, give him way too hard of a time.
Every day.
For the kind of player that he is. I mean, you hop in the stadium and you hear different fans saying whatever they say, but they're wrong. They're incorrect. You're stupid if you think that. The numbers do not lie.
No.
Just because he doesn't hit 300, which again, not a batting average podcast, it's an irrelevant stat, honestly. Truthfully, does not matter at all. He does everything else that you'd want. He plays elite defense at shortstop. He's got power. He steals bases. He drives and runs. I think today he came with the bases loaded, and you said he's like 5 for 9 with like 15 RBIs or something this year.
No, it's, for his whole Mets career with the bases loaded, he's hitting 480.
Yeah, I mean, disgusting. So, like, the clutch factors there, we've seen him have big hits for this team. He had that huge
Multiple
game
walk-offs.
Yeah, the huge game against the Yankees. Like, he lives for these big moments, shows up in these big moments, plays well every single day, literally doesn't miss games.
Doesn't miss games. He missed the 2 weeks, like 3-ish weeks with the hamstring strain in 2021. Otherwise, he's played, I think he's only missed 2 other games total since then, not including the day his daughter was born. He pinch hit, which is even more ridiculous.
He got to the stadium and played.
Yeah, right? Stole John's thunder after when his daughter was born as well.
Can you believe that?
Can't believe it. Can't believe it.
He's that good.
And now, as of Monday, for the whole season of baseball, even with the 2 poor months he did have, Francisco Lindor was 10th in all of baseball in Fangraphs WAR. As of Monday, he was tied for the most home runs for any shortstop in baseball. Bobby Wood had that crazy inside the park home run on Tuesday, jumped ahead of Lindor by 1. The best WAR, WRC plus, and the most RBIs and runs scored for any shortstop in the National League. 142 WRC plus since June 1st.
Disgusting.
40% better than league average, in the top 15. He, at this point now, the pendulum has swung so much. He might be one of the most underrated players in baseball. And people still chastise about, like, the contract, it's so long, it's so much money, oh my God. We see Trey Turner and Xander Bogaerts signed for much, much longer right now, and those contracts don't look nearly as bad as Lindor. Those guys signed into their 40s. Lindor's only under contract till he's 37, which probably still be an incredibly productive player up until the second that contract's over. And looked back at this one because there was a cool tweet by Addison at Yankee WRLD. He's a Yankee account, but he loves Francisco Lindor. And he kind of
knows ball.
Yeah, he has like a bit that he doesn't really understand that Mets fans don't like Francisco Lindor for some reason.
Some of them.
And the fact that there's like this growing idea that he's not the same player he was in Cleveland. He had a 119 WRC plus in Cleveland. He's now has a 119 WRC plus as a Met.
Oh, wow.
26 home runs per 450 plate appearances in Cleveland. 26 home runs per 450 plate appearances in New York.
Almost like a false narrative.
Yeah, so it's almost like it's not real. And I look back at this one, too, because it was interesting, because he's just been so productive and played so much since he signed that deal before 2021. 5th most WAR in baseball since he signed that contract. The only players with more are Aaron Judge, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Jose Ramirez, and then Francisco Lindor.
Those sound like some of the best players in baseball.
Those to me sound like 5 of the best players in baseball.
That's interesting.
Since he signed the contracts, he's been well worth it. He's playing up to it every single day. Every single day, he gets up in front of the media, says the right things, keeping this team on track, leading by example, being a leader. It's smiling every single second he possibly can. It's remarkable what he does every day.
Well, we'll get to it in game 2 at one point, but he took a couple mound visits with Francisco Alvarez in game 2 and like talk about that leadership. I don't know what he said to David Peterson, but he snapped him right back into it and immediately made an impact.
Also could have been some translation.
Yeah, that too, but like...
Which is also great to have.
Yeah, it's great. Being a leader, again, just like doing what he needs to do and also playing well every single day. Tell me my shortstop's going to have 30 with 100 and 20 stolen bases. Sign me up every single day.
He has 20 stolen bases on August 15th.
Yeah.
He's going to have like 27, 28.
Yeah.
He could sneak his way to 30 if he really wants to get that 30-30 season.
Yeah,
He's a really good baseball player. I'm really happy he's on our team, and he just fills up that stat sheet every single night in such a great way.
Got some power from some other guys too in this one. Daniel Vogelback with a little opposite field home run. Been swinging the bat a lot better when he swings it, hits the ball hard, puts it in play. Like, good stuff.
Super sneaky 115 WRC plus since the mental health break.
Really?
Yes. Huh. Very sneaky.
That is sneaky. And
Very
Jonathan
sneaky.
Arauz getting his first home run as a New York Met. Oh, I hated
God,
that.
what the heck,
How long
John?
have you been waiting on that one, John?
We're making that happen. We're making that a thing.
Who's we?
That's actually, were you there? Oh, you were here on Tuesday night, James. Did you notice that after his home run?
Actually, now you mention it, I actually did.
Yeah, it's becoming a thing. I think that's the Arizona Coyotes howl they play after goals, but we're going to borrow it. Actually, we're going to make it our own.
Sidebar. Did you try to get an obscure Ranger on the carbon copy today?
First of all, he's not obscure. He's their 2C.
Who is
Vinny Trocheck.
he? Yeah, okay.
That is your boy. You love that guy.
love
Vinny
Vinny
Trocheck's not
Trocheck.
obscure. He's got a pretty nice cap hit. Yeah, so here's a PSA to all Mets fans. We're skipping ahead.
Yeah.
So at the end of the 5th inning, we do the carbon copy, which has become a fan favorite.
Love it.
Stay in your seats because you never know if you look like someone that we're about to put up. So, because here's the thing, the end of the 5th inning, natural time for people to go get their Cracker Jacks, their beer if you're of age,
Always.
maybe a water bottle, visit the restrooms, and it's challenging because we have them lined up and then they leave. So the Vincent Trocheck lookalike, who was a dead ringer first, it was Aaron Rodgers.
Are you sure it wasn't him?
I thought that, I said to myself, I was like, yo, this actually might be Vinny Trocheck.
Where was he sitting?
And you know what? Holy cow. He is from Pittsburgh.
Oh,
I didn't put that. I literally just put that together.
Where was he sitting, John?
He was in the Eloy porch, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably
not.
Vinny Trocheck. I'm probably sitting in some premium seats.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or I'm locating it out in the Eloy. Best tequila out there, by the way.
Best. The best. The best.
James vouches. I don't drink tequila. James does.
The best.
Yes, that did happen. Stay in your seats, guys. Come on, help us out here.
On Monday night, there was an Albert Einstein one that was out of control. It was so good. It was crazy.
The guy who got Carrot Top on Wednesday didn't seem thrilled.
If you have red hair,
Yeah, it's curly and it's long. I don't know.
medium length, you're at risk of being Carrot Top.
Oh, for sure. Have you ever thought of like when celebrities are here doing it for them? Because I think De Niro was at the game Tuesday, correct?
Really?
I'm pretty sure
Robert De Niro was at the game?
Maybe I'm misspeaking. I'm pretty sure my friend who I was with said, "Oh my God, they just showed Robert De Niro on the screen."
Oh, we did it for carbon copy.
Was the
He
friend the
was
one
that
I know?
good.
Yeah, it was that
Okay,
friend. Yeah, I think she
well.
might have not realized what was going on.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Might be a little
I'll
confused.
bring that one up. Okay, I talked to Keith, the guy at the Hodges entrance, about that before. He was like, "Really? I didn't know, so I was wrong." But all right, that's hysterical. Carbon copy makes sense. But yeah, back to baseball, I guess. Bullpen looked good on Monday as well. Sam Coonrod's Mets debut.
Where were you?
Stuff looked great. Stuff looked really good. Fastball was moving. The Mets are still one of the 3 teams who are waiting for the first 100-mile-an-hour pitch this year. I was really hoping Coonrod would come out the velocity that could get us there.
Just the first shot. It's the first shot.
It's not impossible. Him, McGill, Kodai. We're in a 3-headed race right now trying to get there.
Kodai hasn't gotten it.
No, he hasn't.
Ooh.
He's gone 299 a handful of times.
Okay.
He hasn't crossed. I'm looking for a pure 100.
Yeah, pure 100.
This
clean
is
100.
not 99.6.
I agree.
This is 100.0.
Yeah, when you're talking about the century mark, you got to
Yes,
hit it.
and we're getting there. We're gonna get one. I know we're gonna get one this year. We can't go the whole season without one. He looked good. Also, the Tyson Miller, he kind of looked good too.
Yeah, I didn't realize he had a little bit of funky arm action.
Yeah, he's
on
got
how he
he's
throws.
got the weird stuff.
Yeah, the 3/4 sidearm-ish.
I mean, he always has. And the fastball was popping, the slider was moving, and those two, Trevor Gott, Trevor Big Daddy, or Phil Big Daddy, I just mixed up their names, and Adam Ottavino, 6 scoreless innings out of the pen.
It's a great job.
Yeah, really good job from the Mets
Clean
bullpen.
job. Yep. Game 2, Edwin Diaz bobblehead night. You were there.
I was. It was a fun night at the ballpark. A lot of people were here ready for the Edwin bobbleheads. I got off the 7 train, got here early, about 4:45, and the line to get into the stadium was lined up all the way up the stairs.
I mean, it was good. It was a great looking
It was
bobblehead.
really cool bobblehead. Mets have had great bobbleheads this year.
have.
They've been lights out. And I hung out on the field for a little while. Got to say hi to my boy Bednar. Came over, gave me a nice dap. I think some of the writers might have been a little jealous, but he was wearing a hilarious shirt. It just said Gritzberg on it. And Bednar has become a bit of a cult hero for the Pittsburgh Pirates because he's a Pittsburgh local.
Born and bred.
Born and bred Pittsburgh, loves the Pirates, loves Central Pennsylvania.
It's a sentence.
Yeah, I mean, he is the Midwest, personified. He's the man, just super pleasant wife. They're just wonderful people and loves light beer. Pittsburgh brews their own beer, no free ads, but it's called Icy Light, and they did it in a special edition cut cases with his face on the cans.
It's a foul beer.
Well, you can say whatever you want. I think if it's the kind of beer you were drinking your whole life, you'd probably like it.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's no mountains, but
No.
But so he has that shirt, and he made these Gritzberg shirts. He said he gave him the whole bullpen. It's just an overview of the Pirates Stadium, and it just has a star in the bullpen.
That's cool.
And it's Gritzberg. Yeah, and he said he got it from the same guy who made AJ Burnetto shirts years ago.
Oh, okay.
Where it was sit the F down.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, so really cool that he's because it's kind of hard to see someone who isn't an everyday player take a leadership role.
Very hard.
Very cool to see him as a guy who was taken, I think, in the 28th round, become one of the best closers in all of baseball. Probably the best closer in National League while Edwin Diaz is on the shelf. Take a leadership role.
Josh Hader, but
Yeah, Josh Hader, I guess. I'm taking Bednar.
All right, take Bednar.
I'm
Take
taking
him. Take your
Bednar.
boy. You
That's
can have
my
some
guy.
bias.
Yeah, right. And just cool to see him to develop that leadership role and have a real standing in that clubhouse. But after that, I went back to walk upstairs. I was in the Hodges entrance.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Edwin Diaz was just there. He was just there taking pictures with every single fan walking in. It was really cool. People were losing it.
Of course. He's a
Two-
star.
Two funny stories. One is that this dad came in with a family, three little boys, probably all under the age of 7 years old. And when you have 3 boys under the age of 7, you're just looking around like kind of trying to get everyone together, you know?
It's like herding cattle.
This family literally walked right past Edwin Diaz, who was looking right at them. There was like almost no one else down there, and he just kept looking down, so we missed Edwin.
No.
And Edwin's like, he's tall, but he's not imposing. Like, you wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, that's Edwin Diaz.
Yeah. He's a little wiry.
And then one of the security guards was like, hey, do you want to take a picture with Edwin Diaz? The guy was like, where? And he pointed behind him. He was like, oh, my God. And he was like, wow. And he like grabbed him. He was like, Edwin, nice to see you. And the kids were really excited by that as well. And then I'm looking over there. I'm just like gawking at Edwin. Because like, wow, I missed Edwin Diaz. And I get like a tap on my arm. And shout out Jasmine. She's like, hey, I love the podcast. Can we take a picture? I was like, that's Edwin Diaz right there. Why do you want to take a picture with me? And she also shouted out Brandon Nimmo. Said after that crazy rain delay game a few weeks ago, she stayed till the end. And Brandon Nimmo talked to her and signed a baseball late at night after the game.
I mean, he's a good guy.
Really good guy. Yeah, really good guy.
Yeah, if there was anybody, it would be Brandon Nimmo.
Yeah, right? Shout out Jasmine. Also, shout out Bella. She's a big fan of the podcast. I've met her
Long-time listener.
Yeah, long-time listener. Met her 3 years in a row now. Good luck at college. Have fun. But
What college? Where's you going?
Marist.
Oh, my cousins.
Yeah.
My cousins went to Marist.
It's not Jersey.
Not Jersey.
Not Jersey. Upstate New York.
I think it's Poughkeepsie.
It is Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, my cousins went to
It's not
Marist.
Jersey. Rather.
Marist?
South Jersey.
No.
Rowan also Jersey. Those are ours. And
All right.
Marist is now.
Fairfield, Connecticut. There we go.
Well,
All
John's
right.
not going to miss Connecticut.
McLaughlin, Rumble Ponies, Fairfield boy. Look him up.
There you go. There you go. All right. And now let's to the game. I mean, David Peterson started it, and it was a lot of, Mark talked about before, a lot of like trials and tribulations, like a classic David Peterson start. 16, I think it was 16, 11, 12. So a lot of swings and misses, but also the 6 walks and the 5 strikeouts. But Slider looked good again.
It's very clear when he's not right, like what's going on, what the problem is.
You can see it in his eyes.
You can see it in his mechanics. It's like a very, I don't want to say it's a simple fix because like nothing's ever simple, but it's like such a fixable mistake with quotation marks that's happening where his arm is just lagging behind and you can see it. He knows it's happening. Like everybody knows.
Gets a little herky-jerky.
Yeah, what's going on. I mean, he's like, what, 6'6", 6'5", or however tall he is.
Big guy.
He's a freaking tree. And for that arm to be able, like Keith Hernandez was explaining it really well. He's like, when you want, to release the ball out in front of your face, essentially, especially for a guy like David Peterson, when you're lagging it behind, it's now releasing closer to your head, and that allows the ball to kind of tail out a little bit to the arm side, which you saw with the fastball, with the changeup. The slider and the curveball were not as tight on those times when this was happening. So if he could just clean up those mechanics, which again, easier said than done, it's not something that's very easy, but with work and time, he's going to be able to figure it out, and that's when you can see the potential that we saw out of him early last year and into
most
later
of
in the
last
season.
year. Yeah, and it's still there. He still misses bats. The slider still looks good, but it's a little hard to get to sometimes. But the story of this game, because this wasn't a great game for the Mets in general. But
All you out there.
José Butto.
José Butto.
He came back after months back in the minor leagues, after not a good stint in the major leagues, and that was April.
Yeah, rough couple starts.
Yeah. I don't know what they're feeding those boys down there in Syracuse, but he came back throwing darts.
Yeah.
Complete gas.
Chicken and rice.
Chicken rice push-ups, Randy Rosarena method, and the James Shannon method. But oh my God, was José Butto throwing gas?
He was throwing heat. I mean, like the first pitch was what, 97, I think?
First one was 97.
And I think everybody at the same time went,
whoa.
huh?
Who was that?
97? José Butto?
Because also, it's been years, especially us on this podcast, and Met fans in general have been like, wow, if you could just like tighten up this guy, tell him to just gas it up for a little bit shorter, because that fastball does have good life, and that changeup is pretty good. But like, if you could just really get that fastball up there, and the fastball was throwing harder, average 95 up to 97, had amazing life. Also, debuted a new slider, a gyro slider. Gyro slider is a pitch that it has the slider spin, but instead of moving horizontally, it kind of rolls over itself and drops. So it's a kind of a variation of a slider. Had that going, he got 4 whiffs on that. Changeup still looked really good.
Yep.
So you put all that together for 50 pitches and like a 2-3 inning roll, like we've been saying. That's suddenly a weapon with 3+ pitches.
Super, super valuable. I know it's like no one wants to hear about like the exciting 2 or 3 inning guy because everyone's like, I want my ace, I want my starter. But not everybody is built to be an ace or a 5-6 inning starter. A guy like José Butto, there's clearly some value here with him in this shorter, or I should say long-term relief role, short-term starter thing, whatever you want to call it. And it can be super, super useful.
And maybe that's still the path to being built up. Like maybe that is still in José Butto's future, but maybe it's just about building confidence and like finding out arm strength and like finding your levels of effort and intensity that keep you at that spot.
50 becomes 60, becomes 70, becomes 80.
That's how a lot of these pitchers are built up in other organizations. I'm trying to think of some guys right now, but I'm just drawing a blank. It's been a long couple of days. But Butto looked great, and like to see the life on that fastball and to see how much that elevated the rest of his repertoire and to see a new slider really gives me a lot of confidence in what he could be. And again, when I'm saying not what he could be is like he's gonna win a Cy Young award. I'm saying what he could be like. This could be a really useful piece that we still have in this organization.
100%. And he was optioned after or before the game in Game 3, but we know that's just because he's throwing a lot of pitches.
Heck, John's
making all these noises over there. Unprofessional podcaster. But yeah, you got optioned because you just threw too many pitches, and he's probably out of commission for a few days.
And he has options. It makes sense.
Yeah, so you just shifting guys around. Dennis Santana came back up.
Hopefully he's back. He did start that. What became a nightmare 7th inning. God, really was escalated by like a Tim Castro, like kind of short hop in center field. Where it was like, all right, and a lot of moans and groans from the stands, but Drew Smith cleaned it up. You see Drew Smith throw a clean inning like he does on Tuesday. You're like,
gets me excited.
Where is that guy all the time?
Yeah.
You're like, God, there's so much still there. And then a lot of Mets fans were pretty upset because then Colin Holderman came in and made Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso look not so great.
Yeah.
And like I said before, he got to 100 miles an hour. The Mets still have not done that this year. So that was disappointing for the pro Holderman crowd.
Good. That's enough of the game too. Get that out of there. Get that out of
José Butto game.
José Butto redemption.
Yeah.
Game 3. This was a fun one. The boys were obviously in attendance. Got to try out some new food today.
Yes.
We got some new food tasting in. I tried out the wings, Sonny's All-American Barbecue. What's it called?
Yeah.
I don't know the official name, but it's over by Sweet Chick. They had some wings over there that were a little strange before flavor-wise. I wasn't a fan, but they got some new ones in now that got this like barbecue chip rub.
Yeah.
It's a lot better. It was really good. I suggested if you're at the ballpark and you want some wings, it's a good taste.
Yeah, I think I broke the game today with my food selections.
You did.
So
the guy was even like,
the guys, So something really cool Citi Field put in this year, kind of like add some New York lore, was the
Sneaky.
Sneaky. No one really knows about it. It's still kind of underrated. The chopped cheese, and it's out there in the left field corner. Chopped cheese is a great piece of New York lore. John, you know what the chopped cheese is?
I know what a chopped cheese is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never eat that.
why?
Why not?
I don't like cheese, guys. You know
Oh, yeah,
that.
you hate cheese.
Yeah.
You could do.
It is in the Amazing Deli, which is an awesome set.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Time it. Where are you from?
Where am I
Where'd
from?
you grow up?
I grew up in New Jersey.
Yeah. So why are you trying to minimize me?
No.
Because I'm a Jersey guy.
John, no, we're not minimizing
I've
you.
been to a bodega before. You grew up in Jersey.
First
You
off,
just-
South Jersey. for
Yeah,
you.
this South Jersey is
South
very
Jersey for
different.
You grew up at the
Little animal, John.
Parkway away from me.
No, sure. Yeah, sure. And my family's also very New York. I was born in New York.
My dad is from Forest Hills.
Cool.
Is he
No,
really?
really cool,
My
John.
mom is from Plainview.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
But you really love Jersey though,
Props.
so that's why I was just asking you because I feel like the chopped cheese is a very New York thing. So someone like you who like screams out exit names, I don't think you would know about
I'm
the chopped cheese.
adapting. It's fine.
He is coming on.
He's learning.
But as you guys know, I can't eat gluten, so I can't eat the bread. So I've never gotten to enjoy the chopped cheese. So kind of had an idea. Mark's talking about Sweet Chick before. Sweet Chick has the best fries in the ballpark.
Easily.
The waffle fries at Sweet Chick
Out of
are
control.
unbelievably good. Sweet Chick is great. That's the only thing I can eat there because, again, the gluten. So I got the Sweet Chick fries. I walked over to the chopped cheese guys. I was like, hey, I don't want the bread. Can you put the chopped cheese on top of these waffle fries? And the guy was like, yeah. He's like, it's a good idea.
And he's like, you still have to pay for it. You're like,
I was like, yeah, of course I have to pay for it. I'm not asking for free food. I mean, I guess if you're going to give me free food, I'll take free food, but I can't get free food. Oh, back in the day, man, the Arancini Bros. I used to be really good friends with the woman who served those up at up 406.
oh yeah.
How'd you make that relationship with the woman that worked at Arancini Bros?
Just go up there and talk, hang out, get Arancini Bros. And after the games, when there were always be leftover rice balls, I'd be like, I get a couple. She'd be like, oh, for sure.
If there's anything you learned about James,
Yeah.
he'll make a relationship for some food.
Oh yeah, shout out Nancy.
Yeah.
Nancy the Brillo Balls. She's a gem. She's one of my favorite people in the stadium, notwithstanding the people in the room right now. But what a gem. But put the chopped cheese on top of the fries, changed the game.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
my
I
god.
mean, if I could
some
eat
onions
it,
in there, a little ketchup. I was like, this is incredible.
if I could eat it, I would.
Yeah,
I
it was
would.
really, really good.
Shake my hand.
Yeah,
Shake my
right?
hand. Well done.
You could do it without the cheese.
But then it's just like, I mean, I guess it's still good.
It's like good. It's like chopped meat and onions on fries.
I didn't see how they make it. Is it just like they throw the cheese on in front of you?
Yeah, some cheese like at the end of the line.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so you probably could do it.
Okay.
There might be a little cheese mixed in, but I would ask.
Yeah, I mean, we'll figure it
Yeah,
out. We'll
but-
learn, but
Again, fun day at the ballpark.
lots of fun. And it
Yeah.
makes it even more fun when Demetrius Jerome, our king, goes off. 2 home runs after a big home run in Game 2. He absolutely crushed that ball in Game 2 against
Two home runs in the Coca-Cola corner within 3 at-bats.
Yeah, I mean, he's been smoking the ball. He had 3 balls hit over 100 miles per hour, 3 home runs in the series. I mean, he's just playing really good baseball.
It's a small sample size, but the strikeout rate's below 25%. The walk rate's over 10%. The barrel rate's near 10%. He's doing a lot. As a lefty bat who can play the outfield, he's like definitely going to catch, if not the Mets, like some team's eyes in the near future. And the other one, like second home run as well, it was like the place was rocking for DJ. He almost also got one out. It was either in the 7th or 8th inning. It got right to the warning track, and he got a standing ovation coming back in.
Yeah, I mean, that was from our section. Like a lot of claps, a lot of just people like, hey, good ball.
Mm-hmm.
Respect, good
Really
ball.
good ball.
I mean, Mike Petriello, friend of the podcast, shout out Mike. He put out a tweet back in March of 2021.
Yes.
Talking about a comparison that he was going to make between DJ Stewart and players he said would be insanely absurd. Those players being Juan Soto, Bryce Harper, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Freddie Freeman. And DJ Stewart, explain the graph maybe a little bit.
I'm pretty sure, because I remember when this was happening, because DJ Stewart was a really good college baseball player at Florida State,
Yes.
and he was a decently high draft pick. I want to say like second or third round.
I'll get that.
First round pick. Thank you, John. First round pick. And that year in 2020, he had like this crazy like amalgamation of like fly ball rate, I think barrel rate, and like walk rate.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I think that was what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe something around there. Yeah. So he really looked like he could have been like an ascending power hitter, especially for like a really underrated guy in like a really deep fantasy league. That was like my interest in him at first. Like in a 16-team dynasty league with 50-man rosters. I had DJ Stewart had a roster spot for like 6 months. He did. I was like, let me see the power, let me see the speed, let me see what you can do. And he's a good athlete. And like it's not the craziest thing to see him put together a couple of months here of baseball. And another cool thing that happened in this game, Tyler McGill, I think probably is one of his most impressive outings in a while. I'll talk about what they're giving these guys down in Syracuse. Because Tyler McGill has come back from Syracuse, been throwing absolute gas, complete heat. Touched 98 miles an hour today for only the 7th time this year. Every single time that's happened except one has been in the month of August. So since he came back from Syracuse.
Yep.
And I dug back deeper in this. 23 of Tyler McGill's 27 fastest pitches he's thrown this year have come in the month of August.
Yeah, he's been throwing some heat.
Feeding those boys in Syracuse. Getting some heat back.
Getting a lot of swings and misses today too, right?
16.
Yeah.
A couple with the slider too, and a lot with that fastball. 9.
5 strikeouts in 5 innings, I believe, for
Yeah.
Tyler McGill.
Also 4 walks. That's going to happen. But Tyler McGill, we've talked about how important his fastball is a few times in the past. That is the pitch that leads his repertoire. When he had the arm issues last year, he lost a couple ticks. His effectiveness really tanked. He needs that gas to be the pitcher that we saw him be a few years ago when he could be quite good. And that gas really helped him today.
Oh, 100%.
Wednesday.
Pete, big home run. That ball was crushed.
Got out in like a second and a half.
Instantly off the bat. We were sitting down, I said, bye. Like, that ball's gone. Past Keith Hernandez for 10th all-time in Mets RBIs, and he hit it off a pitcher named Hernandez.
Yes, he
Keith
did.
in the booth was like, just rub some salt in the wound a little bit more. Why don't you, Pete?
Yeah, right? And Mets win.
Mets win.
And also, big storyline today. John was in, just in the position of power, I guess.
Running the show.
Yeah, got some video content from the boys up on the video board, our Immaculate Grid game. We'll be playing that a couple series rest of the year. Maybe try to have a new one for the Angels series. That could be a goal.
Try to
Maybe
make a new one.
If I'm in the full kit, that'd be kind of funny.
That would be funny.
Yeah, it would be funny. But also, John, of an active millennial, Spongebob Day. Right, John?
Informal. Can't take all the credit. Definitely had a lot of contributions from a lot of people. But
That's a good teammate right there.
Yeah.
But what
Snaps for John.
I'm happy you bring it up because Mark, I think I sent a meme or a GIF in the group chat, and Mark goes, "Wait, you're a SpongeBob guy?"
It felt like something you would hate for no reason.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Quite the opposite indeed.
I'm so glad you don't. I'm glad. This is big.
To quote SpongeBob, all I know is SpongeBob and breathing.
Nice.
And breathing.
This is also kind of funny. I'm going to sidetrack a second. The Mets have changed their logo on ESPN.
Huh, okay.
Look at that.
Well, I think ESPN has changed the Mets logo.
Yeah, no, but it used to be orange. Now it's blue and orange. I kind of like
Right.
it. I like one. Good depth.
Back to John.
Back to SpongeBob.
I was going to ask you, were you guys maybe like top 2 or 3 favorite SpongeBob bits of all time is?
Bubble Bowl.
Oh yeah, Bubble Bowl is a classic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Jellyfish. What's it called?
Doodle Bob
Doodle-
is
I
electric.
I watched Doodle Bob recently.
Yeah.
Doodle Bob is great.
You know, Eloy Jimenez has a brother named Enoy, and Eloy
Enoy,
Enoy.
Enoy,
Yeah,
Enoy.
it's got
Oh my
like
gosh,
a Doodle
that's
Bob.
incredible.
You could use that one, John. That's free.
Wow.
Jellyfish Jam.
Jellyfish Jam is a classic.
We played. I don't know if you noticed. There's a noise meter. We played the song Jellyfish played.
Bum, 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 bum,
It's a great meme.
Yeah, that is
Really
a
good meme.
I also like the Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza.
Well, I mean, you go back and watch all SpongeBob episodes, and they actually all are available on Amazon. Like, I've gone back and watched a lot of seasons of early SpongeBob.
they still hit.
Every single episode's a banger.
Still hit.
Like, I don't know if it's because we've been like indoctrinated by SpongeBob, watching it ridiculously when we were growing up, but it's so funny.
I think I remember my parents like explaining to me as I got older because I asked them like, "You guys used to watch SpongeBob with me? Why?" And they were like, "Because there was like for sure adult jokes snuck inside of like kids comedy."
You know what's funny? My parents hated it.
Really?
They hated when my sister and I watched it. My sister and I had like a choreographed dance, like the opening credits. Like we
Can you
went.
stand up? Can I see a few?
I don't remember it all, but I remember we used to like to go crazy like doing it.
I'll
We
hit
used-
up Julia. I'll ask Julia to send.
Yeah, John. Yeah, John.
John
Last
could
Julia.
message her,
Yeah. How's Sophia?
Sophia, what about her? She was
great.
wearing her Mets onesie today.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. You and her have the same haircut right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she molded hers after me. How about the episode where they were doing? Actually, I think this was the Bubble Bowl, but the best line ever when Patrick asks the best question: is mayonnaise an instrument?
That is a great line, but that's such a corny best line ever.
I don't know, but it is. It is up there.
Oh my God.
That and it's like what's funnier? It's like 24. What does he say? It's like two different numbers.
25.
Yeah.
You know what else is really funny? When Mr. Krabs loses SpongeBob in a poker game with Plankton.
Yeah.
And they do that crazy duet where they're singing to each other from across the street from the two restaurants.
Just a grill.
Yeah.
This home is not a home.
Now to stay on SpongeBob music. Have you guys? I don't know how active you guys are on the TikToks.
Not so much.
But there's like these SpongeBob raps that are going around TikTok.
I saw one, the SpongeBob Rasta.
Kind of incredible. Yeah. They're kind of insane.
I'm sure TikTok's listening right now. So the first time I open it up,
they're awesome. Right, I'm going to send you a couple.
Yeah, John is a big TikTok guy despite his ripe old age.
Yeah.
I always forget that.
He's getting with the times.
He's getting with the times. How do you do, fellow kids?
He's a New Yorker now.
But I love SpongeBob. I'm going to watch some SpongeBob later. God, what a good show.
It's transcended generations.
It really 100%. Has.
Like, there were kids in the park who every time there was a reference or, did a little intro song, which I definitely need to see this dance. Smiles, like, the kids know it 20 years later. It's like PTI. PTI has lasted 25 years.
Mike Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser.
That's best in the
SpongeBob
biz.
has lasted 25 years. Those two things have just shepherded through my adolescence into adulthood.
And Sneaky American Idol.
And Sneaky what?
Sneaky American Idol's lasted 20 years.
American Idol too.
Yeah.
Not nearly as good.
Not nearly as good.
Changes.
Not nearly as good. But shout out my sister. She still watches every episode of American Idol.
Does she really?
It's insane.
That is insane.
Psychotic behavior.
I was a big Ruben Studdard guy back in the day.
Yeah, whatever.
Also, it's also funny about SpongeBob because you get older, you really start to identify with Squidward.
Yes.
You're like, wow, these two neighbors must have been so annoying.
I'm having a battle with my neighbors right now.
All I want to do is tan and play my clarinet, and I hear this kid screaming.
My upstairs neighbors have been quite active, and early in the morning, I took a tennis ball, started throwing it against the roof today, up against my ceiling. If they can make noise, I can make it back.
I'm scrolling best SpongeBob quotes right now. Some of these are so funny. Goodbye, everyone. I'll remember you all in therapy. Plankton. That's electric.
Wait, is that not? I think it's a Squidward.
I got Plankton on here. I don't know. If you want to go past sarahscoop.com
Check that.
or Sarah's Coop. You think that's Sarah's Scoop or Sarah's Coop?
I don't know. I don't care.
These are great quotes. I love SpongeBob.
But give us some others.
Give us two more.
Give us two more. I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Yeah, classic.
What a banger. What a great episode that is. Yeah.
Oh, I just saw a good
one.
My name is not Rick.
Oh my gosh.
I remember a chocolate. I remember when they first invented it.
I hated it.
Oh, God. It's Future. You used that meme the other day on Twitter, John. Future. Oh, God. Holographic meatloaf, my favorite. God, I love SpongeBob. All right, let's get. What else do we? Esti-Met, John. What's next Esti-Met?
Oh wow. Well, there were 32 total runs scored in this series.
Bang.
Between the Mets and the Pirates. Mets
Bang.
19. Pirates scored 12.
5 in a row.
Scored 7 or more runs in 3 of their last 4 games.
I saw that on the board today.
Putting up tutties. So
Mets
James
offense is
now
good.
has a 1-game lead, as we're almost at September. Yeah. Where has the time gone? Feels like yesterday Mark was wearing that tux.
Does feel like yesterday.
It really does.
That makes it kind of sad, John.
What?
It's been a long, hard season.
I don't want to think about March right now.
It's flying.
It is. I know. It's sad.
It's flying. But so yeah, Mets are going to the Midwest now, the Gateway City, St. Louis.
The old Arch.
Probably my least favorite, other than the Yankees team in baseball.
They're
Braves,
my
Phillies.
they're my least favorite team that isn't near an ocean.
Yeah.
If I can, I
Definitely.
count Atlanta's near an ocean.
No, for sure.
You could drive to the ocean.
Yeah. Georgia touches an ocean.
You're there. Yeah, their state doesn't touch the ocean.
Yeah, no, their state. Missouri touches no ocean.
What a pitiful state.
The B-Fibs, they eat strange pizza. I think
Yeah,
they cut their bagels in a despicable way.
Yeah, I think they have a decent Italian section though.
Do they?
Yeah, allegedly.
I've never been there.
Allegedly.
I've heard.
I've never been, so I guess I can't really say too much bad about it.
No,
I
I mean-
love loyal fans, although the whole B-Fibs thing's a little bit. You know the B-Fibs thing?
No, what?
B-fib?
Oh yeah, the Cardinal fans refer to themselves as B-Fibs.
Oh,
Best fans in baseball.
Best fans in
Yeah.
baseball.
Yeah.
I
God,
made an acronym for it.
Yeah,
I couldn't just say best fans in baseball.
can't stand them.
Um,
think they're closer to God.
and I do hear it is like the muggiest place in America in the summer.
It's really bad.
So
Missouri summer's bad.
we're gonna go a different way because I was accused of mailing it in the last few times, whatever that's about.
Average humidity percentage in the series.
No, but close.
What?
The highest game time temperature of
can't-
all 4
And
games.
we can't look. Can't look.
Nope.
Can't look?
I looked
Can't
it up.
look.
You can't look?
Go
No.
looking.
All right.
Looking. Just rip
Just rip at the
Just
greens.
guesses.
How hot? Wow, this could be such a
First
horrible
pitch. It's
guess.
listed on MLB.com.
Okay, here. So I'll give you this because this is going to be important for this. Game times of this series, this is where it's jumping around so much because St. Louis is an hour behind us. 7:15, 8:15, 7:15, 2:15.
No, that 2:15 is gonna be a hot day.
It's going to be hot.
Variety.
And it's that'll be Sunday.
Well, is the temperature on Sunday different than temperature other days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hot Sunday. Hot Sunday.
I got mine.
This is a challenging one. I'm looking right now.
I got
really
mine.
don't feel great, but I got it.
I got mine.
Okay, ready?
You guys
Yeah.
got it?
Yep.
All right. For the listeners, say it out loud, please. 3, 2, 1.
99.
91.
Whoa.
99.
99.
Where are we going? To the tropics?
I don't know how hot I don't know how hot it is.
Ugh.
What
Lewis.
if there's a heat wave?
So, James, I got 91. Mark for 99.
And now, John, can you check the weather and tell us what it's going to be?
Actually,
you.
I almost don't even want to know.
No, let's
right.
find out right now
Who's going to win?
what it thinks it's going to be on Sunday.
Thursday,
Oh, check
high
Sunday.
of 88.
Just check
It's
Sunday.
not great for me. Yeah, just give us
Friday,
Sunday.
a high of 84.
That's not great.
Saturday, a high of 88.
What's going on?
And Sunday, a high of 94.
Oh, 94 's
94, you're in play. You're in
Wow.
play.
Ah.
Interesting.
Well,
But
95
it's that first pitch. Temperature of first
At
pitch.
first pitch, that's correct.
All right.
That's not really the heat of the day yet.
2 o'clock could be the apex of the sun.
That's going to be 1 o'clock local.
Oh,
It's not the apex. The apex sun is what, like 3 or 4?
I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever.
I'm a big Nelly guy. Nelly was great back in the day.
Nelly was
Nelly was-
awesome.
Country grammar.
Yeah, maybe hot in here was because it's so dang hot in St. Louis.
Little Band-Aid under the eye.
Good
Never
job,
bad
John.
look.
Yeah. And, Nelly, good time.
Talk
Good
about the
music.
Cardinals here.
It's time to talk about the Cardinals. We got pitching matchups for this series. Thursday night, Fox game.
Ooh, that's why weird start.
Yeah. Jose Quintana versus Adam Wainwright.
Okay.
That's gonna be a lot of curveballs.
Total pitches over
It is
90.
it's kind of a homecoming for Quintana, and just another chance for the Mets to hit Wainwright as hard as possible before he finally hangs up those cleats and never graces a baseball field again.
As much as possible, score as many runs as possible to get that ERA as high as possible for less of a chance to make the Hall of Fame.
Please, anything to keep that guy out of the Hall of Fame. And then Friday evening, Kodai Senga versus Zach Thompson. Zach Thompson.
Who the hell is he?
He was a decent prospect. They've really jerked him around going between the bullpen and the starting
That's about right
rotation.
for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it looks like the stuff is never really going to play. But the Cardinals also don't want stuff. The Cardinals want you to pitch to contact
No stuff.
as much as possible. Saturday evening, Carlos Carrasco versus Miles Mikolas. So it's gonna be a lot of soft toss in this
Yeah,
series.
it's
a lot of soft toss in this series. Then Sunday afternoon, Mark Begenford, 97 or above. David Peterson versus Dakota Hudson. I pulled up Dakota Hudson because I want to tell you guys Dakota Hudson's home road splits in his career.
Will the temperature be hotter than any pitch thrown by a starting pitcher?
Ooh, that would be a good one, John. Dakota Hudson is like a marvel for how different he pitches at home in Busch Stadium versus on the road. Dakota Hudson at home in his career, 36 games started, 20-5 record.
Whoa.
20-5, 36 games started, 2.7 ERA,
Whoa.
1.19 WHIP. Dakota Hudson on the road,
Bad.
35 games started, 4.7 WHIP.
Yeah, 4.7 whip.
4.7 ERA,
Okay.
1.55 WHIP.
Yeah, I mean bad.
Yes.
Not good.
Really bad. So we're going to get Dakota Hudson home, though. We would have gotten that Zach Thompson spot was Steven Matz this series.
Would have really loved
So we would have gotten Steven Matz, which would have been really fun.
Although he had been pitching well.
pitching great.
He's been
Yeah,
pitching
but
really
happy
well.
to not see him pitch. Happy to not have the opportunity to not hit Steven Matz.
Yes.
I only want to pitch Steven Matz if it was a guarantee we were going to crush him.
Andre Palante is going to pitch. I feel like that guy just gives up nukes.
Yeah, Andre Palante
Looks like the bear.
He's the perfect guy who is going to be not that good in the Cardinals. The second he gets into another ball club, like 30 minutes with the Orioles, he'll be elite reliever.
He's 24.
Yes.
Wow.
He's been here for a long time.
He's been pitching forever.
Yeah.
When's Mason Wynn going to get called up?
Probably not that soon. Everyone wants a shot with the new rules for next year's Rookie of the Year, and
Yeah.
you need less than 150 plate appearances to be eligible to be a rookie the next season. So I think that's happening with Mason Wynn. The Cubs, we're going to talk about it all. Mets farmhand, Mets prospect. Pete Armstrong, they are kind of playing an in-between game with him. They just called him to AAA 2 weeks ago. He is crushing the baseball.
Of course.
He had a game this week where he had 5 batted balls over 90 miles an hour, 4 over 95, and 3 over 100,
Okay.
including a home run while playing lights out center field. That's going to be one that's going to hurt for a long time probably.
Let's
Mets
not talk
fans.
about him. Let's talk about the Cardinals.
But I'm just saying, like they're kind of in between a spot where like you have to be on the major league roster by September 1st to be
Yeah.
eligible for the playoffs, but you have to have less than 150 plate appearances to get Rookie of the Year next year and get yourself an extra
I see
draft
what you're
pick.
saying.
So like last year, the Diamondbacks called up Corbin Carroll, got him like 100 plate appearances, almost on the nose. He got his taste of major league pitching, and now he's crushing the baseball. It's a kind of very similar thing we Mets did with Francisco Alvarez last year. Get used to it, then get ready to run. So that's going to be an interesting thing with Mason Wynn and Pete Armstrong. Probably right now depending on where Yoshinobu Yamamoto signs from Japan, the 2 front runners for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
But Mason Wynn's a really exciting prospect. Cardinals, for all the things they do poorly, they can develop a hitter.
Yeah,
they can really develop a hitter.
This team does mash.
Yes, they mash. They can't pitch, but they really mash. They're very disappointing right now. They just have had a really bad season. Lars Nootbaar, top of the order, has been blazing hot. He's looking like just one of the best uncovered gems in baseball. Jordan Walker's finally starting to heat up after a few months of kind of being hot and cold. Tyler O'Neill came back from a long time on the injury list. He has stopped striking out and started walking.
Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, and he's so powerful anyway that just by hitting the ball, he will find power. He's really finding himself a little bit there. Nolan Gorman's been up and down, hits a lot of home runs. Wilson Contreras pulled up lame the other day, so we might miss him this series.
Everybody in their starting lineup has an OPS plus above 100.
Yeah, and Nolan Arenado. Remember we had that cold start? Everyone thought he was bad? Since June 1st, 60% better than league average.
Makes sense. He's a good baseball player.
Really good baseball
One of the best third baseman of all time.
Paul Goldschmidt, also awesome.
It's actually crazy how bad this team is considering how insane that lineup is.
Yes, we just listed all the guys. Then we just told you guys the pitcher's pitching in a 4-game series.
Yeah,
we're missing Matthew Liberatore, who's not very good either.
Hopefully we get to see a little bit of James Nail this series. I'd like to see him.
And also, his bullpen leaves a lot to be desired. Mark's boy, Giovanni Gallegos, cost me some drinks last year in the playoffs for no reason, beating out Paul Sewald in strikeout rate. Jojo Romero's been closing some games for them. It's a lot of lineup and not a lot else.
Very winnable series.
Very winnable series.
And I'd love to stomp on their throats.
I hate the Cardinals. I really hate the Cardinals. And they came here and they scored a lot of runs. And I'd want to go there and do that to them.
Yeah. I think that's a perfect way to put a little bow tie on the end of the episode here.
Yeah.
Ready to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching this episode of the Mets'd podcast. Remember to follow us on our social media at Mets'd on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Subscribe to the New York Mets YouTube channel for the video version of our content. If you're listening to us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Odyssey, drop us a rating, drop us a review, download, and subscribe. Follow James on Twitter at
James_Shiana.
And me, Giraffe Neck Mark with a C. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you after the Cardinal series. Peace out.
Peace out. See you guys next time.